morning Year 5, back for lesson 5 of the week. So yesterday you should have written your biographies. Hopefully you managed to finish those off. Today we're going to edit them. We're going to proofread and check our spellings, check our punctuation, and we're also going to be trying to up-level if we can as well, if we've got time. So we're learning to proofread and up-level our biographies. In your Rosen biography that you did, you looked at proofreading to spot errors and add punctuation that you may have missed. We're going to do that again. We're also going to look at those ways to up-level. So examples, could we add parentheses somewhere? Could you add a fronted adverbial? Could you use a pronoun instead of David or Williams throughout, or whoever it is? If it's Usain Bolt, could you use he instead of Usain or instead of Bolt? Because then it changes up our work a little bit. It makes it that bit less repetitive. So we're going to start off with proofreading. You'll have a success criteria that you can have a look at. It's one of the documents, so grab that one. We're going to be checking for capital letters, including for our proper nouns. Really important, those names and places. So every time you write your person's name, it must have capital letters, both for first and last name. Commas for lists, commas for fronted adverbials, and for relative clauses. We've got parentheses, so if you've included that, maybe you've got brackets, dashes, or commas to indicate parenthesis. Full stops. We must make sure that when a sentence ends, we show that with a full stop, otherwise the reader doesn't know to take a breath and stop. Apostrophes for contractions, so we talked about this last time, cannot becoming can't and having that apostrophe in there. And possession, so if you were doing, I've said Usain Bolt, so let's use him again. If you were saying Bolt's running career, the running career belongs to Bolt, so you would need your apostrophe to indicate that possession. Question marks or exclamation marks, you might have used those, you might not. Check whether you need them. And inverted commas if you've got any quotations. Great if you have. Make sure that they are in those inverted commas. So proofreading this bit of writing here, focusing on adding in punctuation, could we also up-level somewhere? So I'm going to start with my punctuation first. I'm going to try and spot any mistakes that have been made. So I've got early life and schooling, and this is written for David Williams. So I'm going to go through and start, like I did last time, looking at capital letters. Well, I can see already. There we go, we need them for his name. He was born in August, that's another proper noun, the name of the month. In London, that's already got one. England needs a capital. Now here, it's not a proper noun, but it is the start of my sentence, so I do need a capital H. His father was an engineer and his mother was a laboratory technician. A world away from Williams, again, that's his name, lifestyle. Started a new sentence, but it's also his name. Williams went to the University of Bristol from 1988 to 1992, where he met Matt Lucas. Now that's another person. So I do again need my capitals there. So I've done my capital letters. Commas, let's read through and check. David Williams was born on August 20th. I need one here, pause. 1971 in London, comma, I've already got one there, England. His father was an engineer and his mother was a laboratory technician, a world away from Williams' lifestyle. Great, all the pauses are in the right place there. Williams went to the University of Bristol from 1988 to 1992, where he met Matt Lucas. To 1992. I'm going to put a comma there because I would say that's a relative clause. I've got a relative pronoun there, where he met Matt Lucas. Brackets, dashes or commas to include parenthesis. I've already got a dash here, so there's my bit of parenthesis, a bit of extra information, but I've already got one. Do I need a dash at the end? No, I don't, because it's not in the middle of my sentence. I need a full stop there, just a single dash. Full stops. I put one down here, look. Again, I did that subconsciously. In my head, I just think if I finish the sentence, I need a full stop, and it goes down. So I've got one at the end there. Apostrophes for possession. I did see one on here somewhere, something belonging to David Williams. His father was an engineer and his mother was a laboratory technician. A world away from Williams' lifestyle, a lifestyle that belongs to Walliams. So I need my apostrophe there. Walliams went. Now here it is also the word Walliams, but it's not anything belonging to him here. So I don't need an apostrophe there. Question marks, I don't have any of those. And inverted commas, I don't have any of those. So I don't need to add any of that. But I'm now going to have a quick think about how I could up-level this. I think I've checked it through and I think I've now got all of my punctuation correct. But how can I improve it? So I'm having a think here. I'm thinking I could add some adverbials because that's on my success criteria and I can't actually see any. So I'm going to add one here. So I'm going to M this, M1, and I'm going to write M1 over here. And I'm going to use the adverbial. So this was when David Walliams was at school. I know that because I've looked at the facts. So I'm going to say, when David was at school, comma, his father, so actually now I would need to change that, wouldn't I? So here I'm just going to put his with a lowercase h, so that I remember I don't need to use that capital over here. His father was an engineer and his mother was a laboratory technician, a world away from Walliams' lifestyle. Now, I think I've got the word David or the word Walliams there quite a lot, so I'm going to try and use a pronoun. So David Walliams is male, so I'm going to try and use he somewhere rather than David or Walliams or David Walliams. So I'm thinking I'm going to use one here. Because I've talked about David Walliams here, I've used his name, but here instead of Walliams, so I'm going to have M2 here, and then M2 on my right-hand page, and I'm going to say he. He went to the University of Bristol from 1988 to 1992, where he met Matt Lucas. Okay, so that's my up-levelling as well. Now, let's have a look here. So now it is your turn. You need to proofread your own writing. So you're checking for those places where maybe you haven't got the punctuation quite correct. That's okay, you were drafting. Now is your time to find those and correct them. Do it bit by bit. Focus just on capital letters first, then on commas, because then you're not trying to think about everything at once, which is a really tricky thing to do. Editing is challenging, so break it down. That will help. Look for everything listed in the success criteria. Remember to use your right-hand editing page if you can to make any changes. So we said about writing on the left yesterday, and then try and edit on the right. So just as I have here, okay? And I think that's everything. That's everything that you need to do. So good luck. Again, we're really looking forward to seeing the finished article. And next week, we are moving on to some poetry just for the week. So I hope you're looking forward to that. We're really looking forward to teaching it to you. But we will see you next week. Have a really great weekend, guys. And we'll see you Monday morning. All right? Thanks very much. Take care. See you later. Bye.